I really can't emphasise enough, thank you so much for all joining us here today in South Yorkshire. It really is unbelievably exciting and kind of beyond our wildest dreams that so many people would be interested in hearing about this project. So thank you so much for being here. I think that church buildings may be an extremely powerful case study in getting to grips with transitioning historic buildings to net zero more broadly. Not only do they represent a substantial proportion of listed buildings, making approaches to their care representative and potentially relevant to a large proportion of heritage assets, they're also in a position to explore the role those on the ground might play in developing approaches. The idea that we can measure our progress towards net zero by using the same metric that we measure whether we have reached it or not is a complete red herring, because transition to net zero is not a single linear process, wherein actions towards it have equal impact against that final measure. What percentage were you sort of hovering at, would you say?
I would say we're about 75% confidence.
75, okay. Please expand.
You know, but it does depend how you measure your carbon. If one way of measuring it, we're there already, but we know we're not really.
Now the important thing is actually not where we get to in 2050, but the path we take there. So ideally you don't sort of leave it to the last moment.
So I'll leave you with this for now. From the route map to net zero carbon by 2030 document issued by the Church of England's Environment Programme in 2022, the 2030 target is hugely ambitious, but the process is as important as that target. And with that, we're going to get you on your feet.
Once you've got wet, it gets wetter really quickly, so little maintenance can go a really long way, and a little neglect can also go a long way. It can be really devastating.
You can try things out. Do it. You know, what I've found sometimes is people, do things in bulk without having tried them out. So some really terrible problems happen. I mean, this is with multiple units of flats and things, rather than just trying it out. Let's see how it works, etc.
We all want control of the environment that's around us. We all want to feel like we're doing something to care for these buildings that we love. So it's quite understandable. And the dashboards give the church an opportunity to understand what's going on when they do things and when they make changes. So the most important point is that the sensing data is a tool by which, when you take action in your church, you can look at the impact immediately on the internal conditions and decide, was that the right thing to do? Yes, no. Okay, let's try something else. Does that change something? And you can keep in that cycle around data, knowledge, and action.
To be able to get an instant improvement when you feel too hot or too cold is super, super important for comfort. It's all about being able to deal quickly and effectively with a crisis of discomfort.
So we've given you all party hats today because, as we said, it's our final workshop to celebrate the historic heat project. But actually, we have an ulterior motive with the party hats. And what we'd like to do today is demonstrate a fun and exciting way that you can monitor comfort in your building. Smile! We shall return with more comfort logging, and if you want to keep your hat on, please feel free to do so.
This is just to let you know that we're now onboarding new users onto the Cheribim platform, where you can find lots of tools to help you plan and manage works and improvements to your historic building so that you can transition it to a lower cost, more sustainable future. The platform also integrates with sensors which allow you to understand exactly how your building is performing, and what this gives you is insight not only into the current state of affairs, but also what improvements might make the most difference to you, and once those works have been undertaken, the impact that they've actually had. So help you understand budgets and costs and the return on your investment. We've had feedback that it's been super helpful in terms of just keeping track of all of the documentation, contacts and activities that go around undertaking that work. It's not only at a local level where we're working with hundreds of churches and historic homes, but also parties at a regional level, either supporting or managing hundreds of properties. If that sounds good, please book a demo with Amy and I. You can do that via the link on the front page of our website, cheribimapp.com, where there's also a little bit more information. And we can use that call to show you the platform and the sensors and what has been achieved elsewhere. And importantly, hear more about what exactly it is that you're trying to achieve.